So now I'm starting to get like a little bit of anxiety about
Yeah.
our relationship.
How do you think Josh would take it if I would call him on and kind of talk to him about it? Do you think he'd be open to?
Oh no, no way,
Yeah.
no. Because then I'm gonna hear it later. No.
Right. So you would feel that pressure of,
No.
oh, she's telling on me, and you think that would kind of jeopardize the
You
relationship.
can't. No way. You can't. Oh my gosh, I'd be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Promise me you won't talk to him.
Well, it's one of those things that if I kind of continue hearing, you know, I mean, right now we're at a place where it doesn't seem like you're too worried about some of like you being in severe danger. But if I were to hear that, you know, something else is going on past what you're already telling me, then I would definitely have to call him in. So at the same time, you need to kind of promise me that you're going to try to continue talking to him in order to kind of solve, you know, what's going on. Now going back to your grades, I noticed that you had, you know, I saw that you had a couple B's and you have a D in chemistry right now.
Yeah.
And a B minus in math, which are, I mean, all your classes are important, but those are the classes that really worry me because we had promised the Cal States that you were going to pass those classes, but right now we're kind of borderline whether we're going to be able to pass them or not.
I mean, I
So-
talked to my teacher, I talked to my chem teacher to see if I could make up like a test and like there's a couple assignments I didn't turn in, like, you know, to see if I can turn those in. And my math teacher, I don't know if he's gonna let me turn anything in. Mr. Tran's like really hard.
Right.
I don't know.
Would you feel comfortable if I were to go with you to kind of talk to him to see if there's anything that you can do? I know a lot of students often feel a little bit intimidated, but when we kind of have the support of someone else, and I can't promise you that he's going to change your grade.
Yeah.
Obviously, every teacher has their own way of teaching.
Yeah.
But would it help if I were to, you know, go with you and talk to him to see if we can kind of increase your grade or see what we can do? Like you know already, right now with our seniors, they tend to kind of wait for last minute to kind of start turning everything in, right?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you too. Like, so, I mean, I already got my letters of recommendation, and you already submitted those, you know, through Naviance, and like my schools have already been notified that they received them. Like, do I have to even like worry about that now? I mean, a D is passing technically a credit.
It is, but you have to remember a C always looks better than a D, especially if you're taking it for chemistry.
But even if I already sent in the letters of recommendation?
Yes, because they're still kind of waiting, because in a way when you apply to the schools, you kind of promise them that, you know what, I was going to pass this class with a C, so they're kind of relying on you to pass the class with a C, so it's very important that you focus on.
That makes sense.
Unfortunately, this has added more pressure to already what's going to your personal life, which is why I kind of wanted to bring in the topic of your grades and how you need to kind of look out for yourself in order to kind of, you know, focus on being able to be selfish sometimes, you know, and students need to do that because, I mean, what do you think about, you know, about what I just kind of told you? I
mean, I get what you're saying. It's just like, I mean, honestly, like I've spent my whole life learning to not be selfish. So like to hear that, it's really hard because, I mean, to put myself first, I don't know, it just kind of goes against the grain, you know what I mean?
Right.
It feels kind of weird. I mean, I guess I could try.
Right.
I mean, do you have any suggestions on like what I can do?
I mean, we've been talking this whole entire time about kind of finding that balance, right? So when it kind of comes down to it, you have to kind of you need to find your happy medium. So even if it means risking Josh, not necessarily losing him, because I want you to be happy overall. But right now it seems like you're suffering, you know, emotionally and also academically. So when I say you have to find your medium, is that you have to kind of be in the middle, where you kind of have to see whether what I need to do in order to make myself feel better. Because you think that these lower grades are making you feel any more better?
No, I feel like crap.
So when you kind of look at the big picture, if you work hard at kind of focusing on yourself a little bit more, you can kind of build more of that self-esteem. Because it seems like it's kind of correlated, the relationship that you're having with Josh, with the amount of, you know, verbiage that he's telling you and, you know, embarrassing you in front of a lot of people, and you just kind of tend to have them just because you've never had a boyfriend before. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So,
it does. No, it does. I mean, like, do you think I should break up with him? Is that what you're telling me?
well,
Do
that's
I
something
have
that
to
I
do
can't
that?
tell you. That's something that you have to figure out for yourself. My job is to kind of help you kind of come up with an idea of where you need to be. It'd be easy for me to tell you, oh yeah, sure, just dump him. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. I just kind of want you to kind of
You
realize.
can't just tell me what to do.
No, that's not how the world works. You know, I wish people would tell me what I can do in order to be a millionaire, you know, but no one's going to tell me that. I have to figure that out for myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you have to kind of put it into perspective. What do you want to do? What's going to make you happy? Yes, Josh is somewhat making you happy now, but at the same time, it seems like he's kind of weighing you down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Would you agree, or
Yeah,
or what do you
no, I
think?
definitely. It's hard to hear that, you
Right.
know, but I mean, I would definitely agree. I mean, you're a dude. Do you think like guys change, and do you think he's gonna change, or?
Well, to be honest, it's one of those things where every person is different. Every person is individual, and a lot has to do with, you know, their upbringing.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I always tell, you know, my female students, even though I'm not a relationship expert, is you have to see how he treats his mother. That's the number one rule, because if
I've heard
he's-
that before.
Right? Is
Yeah.
that something you've heard? Or
I
what do you
have.
think? What do you think that means when you have to kind of base if he's a keeper on
Yeah.
the way he treats his mother?
So when I've heard that before, it's kind of like you treat your mom like the very best, right?
Right.
Like you hold your mom up to here,
Okay.
like up here, and it's like if you don't even treat like your mom well, and she's like, you know, the highlight of the life of, you know, the love of your life kind of
Right.
person, then you're not gonna treat like your girlfriend great,
Alright.
right? Is that what
Yeah,
it means?
no, that is
Okay.
exactly what it means. So
But Josh he does love his mom. though.
does he? Okay. So
Yeah.
you've never seen him kind of talk to her in a demeaning way. He's really respectful. Do you know his mom? Have you met his mom yet?
Yeah,
I
like
know-
once or twice, like at games and stuff. She's nice.
Is she?
Yeah, and his dad's nice. I mean, they're like really, they're super rich, so like they're super busy all the time. Like they're not like around a lot. So I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess I see him give her hugs sometimes. I don't know.
Let me ask you this, and I should have asked you this a long time ago before we even started. How long you and Josh have been? How long have you guys been seeing each other?
Like 4 months.
4 months. Okay.
Mhm.
Do you feel comfortable maybe perhaps talking to Josh's parents about, you know, I mean, not without kind of throwing them under the bus, but maybe, you know, getting some suggestion in regards to that? Are they supportive of your relationship, where you would feel comfortable enough to
I
do that?
mean, I don't really know them like that, but you know what? His sister is like really good friends with my sister. So I mean, like I guess I could
Yeah, definitely. That's what I kind of,
ask like her. I
Right.
don't know.
and that's where I keep telling you that you have to kind of talk to other people about it. You know, obviously, don't talk to the whole world about it. I mean, I would suggest that you don't. Kind of have a closed circle where you can kind of feel comfortable enough where you can kind of share some of these things, so you can
Yeah.
kind of get ideas. Maybe that'll definitely help you out, because when you go into a relationship by yourself,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that you kind of feel isolated. You know, it's one of those things that you want to be able to express these things so that people,
Yeah.
and at the same time, it'll make you feel better because you're letting some of that negative energy out by sharing with other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
What-
You know, I could do that.
How does your mom feel about the relationship? Does she know that you have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does she think? Have you?
What
What does she think about Josh? Has she met Josh?
She's like our, you know, like our community, like we're just huge with football, you
Right.
know, but I mean, she's been to a game or two, you know, and she's seen Josh and like everyone loves Josh, but she doesn't like know him. Like she probably knows him as well as I know his parents, you know what I mean? And it's not like he comes over like when his sister comes over, so
It's kind of hard.
I mean, I just probably should spend more time with his family. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
In a way, it would be one of those things that I would kind of encourage it, just to kind of see how he kind of acts around other people. I always tell, you know, both my male and my female students who need, I'm not, like I said, a relationship expert, but I definitely worry about, you know, certain things about the way that they act, especially if their grades are going down. So I would encourage you to kind of just hang out and see, you know, what the dynamic is, so you can kind of find out for yourself. It's in a way you're doing your research
Right.
about, you know, what you can do in order
Research a boyfriend?
research a boyfriend. You have to. I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, you got to do research for, you know,
Like
for science
PI
and all that
stuff.
stuff. Exactly.
Okay.
So, like I said, I just really want you to be in a place where you kind of see how he is, because oftentimes, and I'm only telling you this because it kind of leads to other things, you know, some of that emotional abuse can lead into other things, which hopefully it doesn't lead to it. You know, I don't know if you've ever heard about physical abuse. Do you know what physical abuse is?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what you think or what you know about physical abuse?
I mean, like, I watch Cops, you
Right.
know.
Cops have a lot of.
It's
Yeah.
on Cops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the guy gets arrested because, like, he beat up his wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Right.
He's always, like, getting handcuffed and sitting on the sidewalk, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. But that's, like, extreme.
Right. No, definitely. No, you're right. That is definitely extreme.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I at least want you to be aware of the physical abuse, right, that can happen
Yeah.
in a relationship.
Well, that, I don't see that.
You don't see that happen? Well,
No,
that's
I mean,
good.
I don't, no.
Yeah. But it's always important to just kind of be, you know, aware about it, because one of the things that I like to do with my students is preach about what's out there. Like I said, you have your full life ahead of you.
Yeah.
And we don't know. Maybe you won't end up with Josh, you know, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 years from now.
Well, don't say that. I
Well,
mean, I want him to change, you know.
Yeah, but you got to think about it this way, Angelique. It's really hard to kind of change people.
Yeah.
So at the same time, you have to kind of see, you can't really mold a person into who you want them to be. They have to do it, they have to want it for themselves. Does that make
So
sense?
if he doesn't want to change, then he doesn't really want me?
That's something that you have to talk to him about. You know, I can't really give you the answer because I'm not Josh, right? So one of the things that I would definitely suggest too is that you kind of sit down with Josh like you are talking to me and express how you're feeling. Obviously, if you kind of see Josh kind of taking it seriously, then you know that maybe, you know, there is a chance that he might be able to kind of change his ways. But if you kind of seeing you as a joke, what do you think he thinks about the relationship?
Yeah, it's not serious. It's a joke.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean,
it's a lot to think about, you know.
right, and I totally understand, and it's a lot harder for you females because, you know, with social media going on, and I'm sure you guys are constantly like going places and sharing pictures. Oh, look, we're together. So that's another thing that you should be kind of worried about, is kind of like social media and how you kind of portray, you know, you guys when you guys go out in public, right? So one of the things that I always tell couples is to just be careful with what you guys do. Obviously, you already know with social media kind of going on to something else. Don't be, you know, expressing too many things, because then they can kind of turn back and kind of bite you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's true. Totally.
so
Oh
what
my
are
gosh.
what are a couple of things in order to kind of recap? What are a couple of things that you can do to kind of see, to kind of find that balance? What are things that you can do to kind of see if Josh is willing to kind of work with you?
Well, I think I should talk to him.
Okay.
I don't know how far I'm gonna get, but I actually think I might be able to get some information like out of his sister. Not like, you know, drilling her, but I think it's a good suggestion. Like, I should probably hang out with his family a little bit more, because I don't know, like, maybe I'll get like more understanding like why he's acting that way, or. But I'm like really concerned about my grades right now.
Yeah. So
Like,
what?
especially since I didn't know that, like, I still have to keep my grades up.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't want a D, but like, I thought that once I sent in my, you know, letter of recommendation, like, I was done.
Right. No.
Now I'm gonna be
You have
screwed.
to no. Well, you have to finish solid, finish strong. You know, you gotta work hard at it. Like I said, I'm definitely willing to advocate for you and go and.
Well, let's not do that yet.
Okay, but what can we do in order to kind of focus and improve our grades? Right
I
now.
need to do my homework
Right.
first before putting his stuff priority.
Okay.
Like, I need to put my stuff a priority.
One of the things that I want you to do is not worry about the past. You know, what's done is done. You can't go back in time in regards to your grades. Worry about what you can do now and how strong we can finish this second semester.
Okay.
Okay?
I mean, that's a good goal to have.
Be able to do that?
I can try. Yeah, I think I could do that.
Okay, great. Do you have any other additional questions for me?
I don't know.
Okay.
Not now, maybe, but.
Let me know how it goes. I'm really, I would be definitely interested in seeing when you have this conversation with Josh.
Okay.
Obviously, I'll be kind of keeping track of your grades also.
Okay.
So I will be definitely calling you up to see if you've had this conversation